Hi, welcome to Let's Talk About Text, an mGage podcast where I learn all about mobile messaging. In this episode, we talk about RCS messaging, the new kid on the block. So, let's go hang tough with Nick again. It's a reference to New Kids on the Block from the 80s. Ask your mum. So I'm aware of this bog standard text messaging that we use. Are there other ways that we can that you communicate with people?
Yeah, I mean we mentioned text messaging and it has been around for so long, but it's still working. It's still effective for companies to use to communicate with their brands. With their consumers. What we're looking at right now, there's some new technology that's coming on board. It's called RCS, which stands for Rich Communication Service. It's going to be a WhatsApp-like experience, so it will be rich content. It's like video, it's images, it's what we call suggestion buttons, so you don't have to type everything out. And it's being upgraded and updated on all the phones now.
And what does that mean for me? Because we sometimes get charged if we're downloading stuff, or downloading videos or sending photos.
Yeah, good point. So it depends on your price plan really with a text message, and usually it's like a per message charge, or depending on what your subscription is, you usually get a bundle, so you can use millions of texts within the month for nothing. It's all part of the bundle. When RCS comes in, it's going to use more of a data connection rather than one-shot charge. So it will be a bit like WhatsApp. It's you open your message and you've got a video, typically from your friends and family.
Don't talk about those type of ones. Being professional here now.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure we all get the same ones. But when you open that, usually if it's of a certain size, it asks you if you want to download it, so that it doesn't eat up all your data allowance. And it's exactly the same with this RCS technology. If the file's quite big, it will ask you as a user to download or not download it. And if you download it, and let's say it's from a clothing company that you work with, you could open that and see all the latest clothing that's coming out for that particular season. And that's what it's about for companies. It's more about having that channel, which is the same channel as SMS, but just opening it up for richer content. Yeah. And at its core, why that's important is because we've already run some live trials on this, and the engagement rates are typically 14 times higher, and that's the key bit. So if I send out, let's say, 1,000 text messages, I might only get an open rate of 1%. If I send
you can see if somebody's downloaded it, somebody's read it, somebody's...
Yeah,
that's information that you can then send back to your customers to say,
absolutely,
we've sent this many out, this many people engaged with it, this many people opened it. Are they following links? Are they...
Yeah, you can see all of that in the new technology. You can't see so much of that in SMS because it's quite old and it's difficult to get that information. But with RCS, you can send it out and you can really exactly see what people are doing. So that's really powerful. But, sending an SMS, you might get 1% opening it. You send the same thing but with rich content through RCS, and you get probably 14%. Right. That's the sort of order of magnitude. So it's much more powerful in terms of a mobile channel for engagement. And if you compared all that, say, with email, email, if you're comparing it to SMS, read rates, open rates, it's kind of in the fractions of a percent usually. Right. Because all intents and purposes, email has become a spam channel.
Yeah, and presumably you're not allowed to send out spam. You have regulations where you can't just bombard people.
That's exactly right. Because it's through the phone companies, they have very strict regulation that it doesn't become a spam channel. Right. You send very precise, very few messages generally through SMS, so that you're just not bombarding people.
So RCS stands for Rich Communication Services, and not the Royal College of Surgeons. I had so many questions about surgical practice and patient care. I need to up my research game. If only there was a simple way to get that information to me. Anyway, join us next time when Nick and I will be riffing on messaging apps and regulations. For more information and to hear more episodes of Let's Talk About Text, visit go.mgage.com/podcast.